Do you have any concern with Nebraska? I guess I'll ask you that. That's next week's opponent.
Unfortunately, see, this is the fun part and hard part of when you're doing something live. I can answer that question a lot more thoroughly after tonight, seeing them play at MSU. As of now, not so much, because similar to Graham Mertz, Adrian Martinez is good for a turnover a game. Especially with pressure. Now, Nebraska's defense is much improved this year. They got some good players on their defense, especially in the front seven. But overall, I think it's going to be one of those games where even if Nebraska comes out and they're playing physical, it'll be one of those games where Michigan pulls away in the end. I just think Michigan has too much talent right now, and they're playing too good of football to let Nebraska stick around. So I think they'll take care of their business.
Yeah, I don't think there's any concern with Nebraska. But this is an interesting question. So Keys Kennel in Training, thanks so much for the comment and tuning in. Says he threw behind the receivers many times. Do you think he's a championship quarterback? Now, that's a great question.
It is.
And so first and foremost, let's start with Big Ten. So do you think that Cade is a Big Ten championship level quarterback? Obviously, he hasn't won it, so he's not a championship quarterback. But
thank you for that, little add in there. It's
a
fact.
Out,
thank you. Yes, I do. Because a championship quarterback is all based on what's around him. That a quarterback is what's around him and the circumstances and games that he has to go through to win a championship. Like with this Michigan team, Cade doesn't have to be a first round type talent quarterback, right? He just needs to make good decisions and be able to hit those throws, the deep balls, and when he needs to, right? He did that today. If Cade plays like he did today, but maybe a little bit better, right? A little bit more shored up with some of those throws that he undershot, or better communication with his receivers, that's good enough to win the Big Ten. It is, right? Especially with the way they run the football and the way the defense plays, right? This camera keeps moving on me. But yeah, so it's all based on the circumstances around Cade. But the way the team is set up now, yes, they can win a championship with Cade. He's a championship quarterback. Maybe not a great quarterback, but a championship quarterback.
So next is, what about national championship? Do you think where he is today with what we see that Cade is potentially a national championship level quarterback?
National title, dude. Are you really going there? I mean, that's
a question. I don't
know. No. Well, people have
here would be my one question, right? So we are 5 games into the season, right? So last year when we saw Mac Jones, right, he didn't look special or anything like that. You know what I mean? That's what I would look at. I would look at a guy who most people kind of like a similar situation where it's just he's just kind of placeholder for the freshman Bryce Young that's going to be coming in.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you just saw Mac Jones, would you think he's a national championship level quarterback?
Well, with the way you kept sending me IG clips of him throwing 75-yard bombs, you're like, dude, look at this. This is a dime. This is what Desmond was sending me all last season, the beginning of the season. Like, bro, he threw this 70-yard bomb on the money. You can't throw it better than this. So I don't know. I can't relate to that. But no, I think to win a national title,